how popular or how prevalent do you think your views are within the Muslim community? And do you think there's something which is physically possible for you to convince maybe even a small minority of people that, you know what, Bukhari is the real issue, or the hadith in general are a real issue, and we need to move away from this? Or do you see this as like I remember once speaking to a Muslim and saying like, oh, you know what, we should get rid of hadith, and a lot of their sort of way of thinking is that, well, that's, I mean, this is un-Islamic, not just simply a minority opinion, but this is almost like I'm going against the whole idea of Islam. How prevalent do you think your type of thinking is?
I don't have a problem. I've never faced a problem convincing anybody that Bukhari was a psychopath and an idiot. I've never had a problem doing that. And anyone who reads my book, and people who have read my book have thanked me. I never have a problem. So the reaction of the Muslims have always been good. All they have to do is read. You know, the Muslims don't even read Bukhari. They take Bukhari from the Imam in the mosque. That's how they get Bukhari. Half of them don't even, the majority of Muslims don't even speak Arabic. The moment you send them a link from an online Bukhari portal teaching you how to stone the adulterer or the adulteress based on two monkeys stoning each other, you know, like the moment, actually, do you have a computer open next to you?
Sorry? Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Go to Sahih, SAHIH, dash Bukhari.com, right?
Right. Yep.
SAHIH dash Bukhari.com.
Yep.
Did the green website come up?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the official Bukhari website. Search on the left there, write the word monkey.
Okay, this is the first. Sure. Oh yes, okay, the first one.
Read it for me.
Okay, so let me see if I can actually share the screen with you. So it says here, narrated by Amr bin Maymun, during the pre-Islamic period of ignorance, I saw a she-monkey surrounded by a number of monkeys. They were all stoning it because it had committed illegal sexual intercourse. I too stoned it along with them. Volume 5, Book 58, number 188.
Yeah, and this is authentic hadith. This is like the most sacred book after the Quran, talking about and this is where stoning comes from. And many Muslims extremists would like to justify stoning by taking the verse from the Quran. The problem is the verse in the Quran was eaten by a goat. So why are people still being stoned?
Okay, sure.
I never have a problem because I know my stuff, man. I never have a problem convincing.
Okay, so this is interesting. Sure. Okay, I'm gonna put on my Muslim hat on for a second and say, Sheikh, yeah, Imam, this is a weak hadith.
It's not weak hadith. Sahih means authentic Bukhari. Sahih Bukhari.
Sahih Bukhari. Okay, yes. So what if there's maybe a different? I mean, what if this is like this person, Amr bin Maymun, saw this?
Companion of the Prophet Muhammad, cannot be lying. He's a Sahaba.
But what if he's what if he's a fabricator or someone who's untrustworthy?
If he's a fabricator, then that's actually exactly what I want. I want someone to tell me he's a fabricator, because then the whole book goes in the rubbish bin.
Okay.
I want it to be wrong. I'm not defending it. I'm not saying this actually happened. I want someone to tell me this guy's a liar. This is actually in my interest, because then the whole book becomes unreliable, and that's how we destroy their whole faith.
Okay, so because I actually, this is an interesting topic, stoning, because I was speaking to Sheikh Shabir Ali, he's from Canada, earlier this year, and he said that stoning is not something which we would consider a necessary part of Islam. Muslims were influenced by other religions, pagans, Christians, Jews in their time, and stoning was a practice that was borrowed from them.
No, Muslims always like to throw the blame on the Hindus and the Christians and the Syriacs and other tribes, and say it was them and they influenced. And in modern time, we see the blame is on the Jews. The Jews put these hadith over here. The Jews, no. This is our problem, and we need to own it. right? This is Sahih Bukhari. This has existed. This monkey teaching has existed 200 years, since 200 years after the death of Prophet Muhammad, right? So it wasn't taken from any religion. Arabia, the whole region was conquered, and this came out. No one in Islam was the religion that was conquering and invading and influencing. Nobody was influencing anything on Islam. In fact, this very tactic of stoning was made to kill non-Muslims and Muslims who left the religion, or Muslims who left the higher level of piety and stopped being religious. So it's not in the benefit of Muslims to say that we borrowed it from somewhere else, because you can't borrow something from the Christians and then stone them with their own teachings. It doesn't work like that. This is an Islamic concept based on monkey teachings. That's basically exactly what it is.
So of course, I mean, you get people saying that there's stoning in the Old Testament. So I mean, it's not a big jump to go from there to, you know, to borrow that from the Old Testament, when there's many different stories about Moses and different prophets that have come from that tradition as well. So why can't this one be just part of that whole tradition?
That's blasphemy. You can't do that, because Muslims don't believe that the Old Testament is exactly the word of God. Do you see what I mean? They believe the Bible, the Muslims, including myself, believe that there's a special Bible hidden and that this is not the real Bible. That's exactly what we were taught.
Right. I see.
And you were taught that as well. The current Bible is not the real Bible, and the current Torah, not the real Torah. The real ones, God has them. And the very Quran is not the real Quran. It's preserved on a tablet. So it won't make sense taking something from the book of John and applying it as the word of Allah. It doesn't work like that.